and shooting. Alright. This is one of my favorite maps. Very symmetrical, easy to understand. We're always going to have a gunfight down this lane, so just take it easy. Wait for the enemy to make their move. And right now my goal is just to hold this lane right here. I really don't want to let the enemy use this as a way to get to, B area. And if you just stand at the intersection right here, you can see towards that ring area here, and you can see down the street. And I'm also just relying on sound. I'm trying not to look at my radar too much, especially in these close maps, since you kind of know where, the enemy should be. It's not that difficult to monitor. They're either in front this way, coming out of locker, or around the ring. I'm also just keeping an eye on my teammates as well. And this is zone control, so there's, again, I'm not trying to chase the kill. I'm just trying to play for zone. So they seem to have very experienced players on their team. The score is 23-13. Our loss right now. But we seem to have some good players as well. Looks like they're making a move for our zone here. This guy's low health. I'm going to cover him. I want to help him push. Let's probably one more. Yep, they are. Teammate's going to go in with the glaive and the Brave Guardian. They seem to have a glaive battle. We help them win. That's a rocket. I was going to say run away, but I couldn't finish the sentence. So I did look at my radar here. I'm getting chased really, really bad right now. I could just feel the bullets, and the glaive just chased me down. I was trying to get back to my team and just regroup, hoping they could cover me, but obviously that man is trained in chasing down people who are running away. There he goes. Help him out. So we know that guy at Void is getting shot, so we want to help him. But we also want to be mindful that we are getting pushed as well from both sides. This is going to spawn this is going to flip the spawn, so I'll be spawning on A. Again, just putting in shots, trying to get my health back. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't think I stand a chance to get a glaive against a glaive user right now. Not with this scout rifle. And just being mindful and aware of what can take you down just changes the outcome of the battles that you engage in. Like, knowing that I cannot win, or the odds of me winning against a glaive user in close quarters is low, is going to force me to think about relying on my radar just a little bit more. If the dude was using a gun, he'd be playing corners, he'd be playing the same lanes I'm looking at, but he's not. He's playing a glaive, a melee weapon, which requires him to sneak up on you or just, get close to you. There he is. And just thinking about that and recognizing that that player that's coming at you gives you the information you need to then react appropriately and ensure the best outcome possible. So right there, I was able to jump back, and right here's another good example. we know he needs to lock in with his melee to be successful in getting a kill. So we want to keep distance. We want to keep radar distance. We want to have him on the radar, but we don't want to lose him, right, if he's pushing us. So we see him on locker. Keep an eye on him. We know he's in locker, or they're around locker. They're probably gone by now, so we can peek. But what they're going to do is if they have their melee ready, they're going to pop the melee. There goes the golden gun. Sorry, I got distracted. Whenever there's a super that can definitely beat me at range, I'm just going to play cover. There's no point in trying to, you know, challenge that unless I have a team. And my go-to safety spot is the cave back there. I did lose that 1v1. Dude is a better shotgunner than I am. But that's okay. We acknowledge it and move on. So we know there's a Nova coming around the corner. Down the street. Probably going to flank. Yep, there it is. It's probably running out now. Let's come back to his teammates. So our whole team's here. We have some backup. We should be spreading out a little bit just to cover some lanes. Another super. Trying to move back. I don't really know where... Okay, we know they're coming from that direction. If I had a super, I'd be playing heavy. But they're probably going to go for kills, so... Rocket. There they are. That's the... I think that was the guy with the super. And you know, again, take it easy. You don't have to rush to your death. We have super now, so we can clear at least 1 or 2 enemies that push us. Teammates here. We team shot together. Pop the little shield. Get our health back. Keep an eye on B. And I'm playing this really a lot slower than I usually would, just because I want to make sure that I am taking the time to explain my thought process, which does slow me down a little bit. But in the end, you know, the fundamental gameplay doesn't change that much. And I think, in fact, it makes me just a little bit of a better player, too. So, I'm making a mental note that I keep losing to these 1v1 slide shotguns. And, you know, I'm not trying to boost my ego and prove that I can win those. I'm just trying to be more useful to my team. So, as I make that mental note, I am also thinking of ways to counter that, or at least avoid being in those situations. So, if I know Razor, for example, is coming at me with a shotgun slinger in the corner, I might want to just step 1 or 2 feet away, right, from that same spot I usually would be in. And just that amount of distance usually makes a big difference in how you... Shit. And how you win your battles. So here I'm just going to do... Oh, I was going to do a little bit of bait, but I think I'm going to die. Oh, we're fine. So again, just a mental note. If I see a shotgun a few feet away from where I usually would stand, that should make the difference. So now... Oh, sorry. Missed that. This is also my first game, so I'm a little bit warming up. Use that. I'm going to miss. So if I'm... Okay, so for example, mental note. If I'm going to stand here, I'm actually going to stand just a little bit further away from that corner point, since I know that the shotgunner can slide around the corner and look. So, and they're probably looking at the radar too to figure out where you are. And there's ways to take advantage of that. And hopefully I can show them as I keep playing Crucible. Let's give out some commendations. So I wasn't in the top 3, which is a little bit demoralizing. But if I look at the player's score, it's not that bad, right? And if I look at the combat efficiency, I had one of the highest combat efficiencies, high damage output, long kill streak, longest chain. I think what just brought me down was the objective kills, and that just means that when I was getting kills, we weren't controlling the map, or we didn't have enough. We didn't have the zones. So it doesn't really mean I suck at the game. It doesn't mean that I'm bad at the game. It does not mean that I should quit. It just means that for this game, the results labeled me as number 5, and that's it.